No. Why does this camera always do that? So silly. It's a happy day in every way. It's a happy day, we love it. Okay, here we go, here we go. Yes. Am I clapping my hands because I'm nervous? Oh, it's fun. And apparently clapping activates the energies. We know that by just holding the palms together. We are activating, but this one is for letting go. Exhaling. This is for to help the inhale. Excuse the marks on my arms. I am here to talk about, and I usually do these lives in my own group, Life Issues Transformed in Us. And if you're not a member, please join for other crazy, wazy, eccentric tips on healing and coaching from me. Cool. So the amazing Gudrun, Christine Twitz, challenged me the other day. She didn't challenge me. I took up the challenge. I took up the mantle to answer the question, how do I heal myself? Now, some of you may know that I have been diagnosed with a scary label. Now, it doesn't bother me in the least because I've suddenly been aware of it, and I'm truly relieved to be in the know about what it's called medically, as usual is the case. Usually is the case. Yeah, losing my religion, trying to keep up with you. So, yes, it's called pulmonary hypertension, pulmonary being of the lungs, hypertension. And there are 5 groups, and we are in the course of finding out which one of the 5 groups I belong to, one of which is pulmonary arterial hypertension. And in my case, they know that it's congenital, and I've been aware of this since I was about 10 years old, okay, because of palpitations and whatever else. However, it's more than that, because this one comes with life expectancy changes. Fine with me. It is what it is. I've said this in numerous other videos. I'm just asking around. So, okay, how do I heal myself? Good plan, good question. And I believe that if any team can beat this pulmonary hypertension, it's mine. And you know who you are in my team. Right. I will start with the most recent incidents, okay, which is that with pulmonary hypertension you get what's called distended jugular veins, and it is a painful condition no matter what they tell you, because your jugular veins literally bulge. Right? Like the Incredible Hulk. I said this in my group the other day. Only I'm not turning green, I swear. Got weird lumps and bumps and strange cosmetic things going on, but that's okay. All due to the medication station. Yes, so if any team can beat this, it's ours, and apparently it's incurable, whatever, not blah blah blah. Hairy, scary, out the door, you know. How do I heal myself? How did I fix the distended jugular veins? I used Jin Shin Jyutsu. I was really going crazy with it because it really hurts. Okay, and not only do I have a limited blood supply to my head, and I keep going dizzy and having to stop and start again. You know, so part of the fun of games. I'm digressing. What I did was the Jin Shin Jyutsu sequence to unlock the safety energy locks 11, 12, 4 and 3. And then the pain at least went. But I can feel them distended when I touch them, but there's no more pain, and the pain was actually excruciating. So nasty. On a scale of 9 to 10, it's about 8. and inconvenient was really about ache, because every time I turned in bed it would just aggravate it. So I healed it with 11-12-4-3, which Rennie is doing Jin Shin Jyutsu for me every single day. One of the medications I'm on, and this is probably too much information, causes very, very nasty itching in the nether regions. And so I spoke the other day about not using devices and medications, okay, but I've had to be on medication since the first hospitalization because of just going spare with this whole thing. So I'm on statins, a heart drug, which is used for diabetes, but I'm not diabetic, God forbid, because I'm just not. Protected myself against that for years and years. A couple of diuretics, and I think that's all. A good handful of tablets though, and potassium, and a stomach protector, which is potassium something or other. Anyway, for this itching, and one of them causes itching down there. So I'd also had bouts of lichen planus, and there are other kinds of lichen something or other, which I won't go into unless you want to talk about women's health. But I had a spray by Inch Away called ISAP, ISAP, colloidal silver, ancient aloe vera, and one more ingredient. I'll show you another time, and that worked. So everything else I tried worked. I didn't work. It worked. Aloe vera worked for a few minutes, but not sufficiently. Canestin I would have tried, but it seems like the spray is working. Anyhow, so that's how I heal myself, with very limited use of organic remedies, but mostly hands-on with Jin Shin Jyutsu, with rapid transformational therapy, with compassion key. So my two standard stories are all about how Jin Shin Jyutsu fixed my back. Wayne Hackett did, to be specific, in my first Jin Shin Jyutsu class, August 2003, so 20 years this August, when he jabbed one hand in here, center 13s, and jabbed the right hand in the sacrum, and I really thought he was going to, like, his fingers would come through me, you know. It's like I was being impaled from those two spots. About 4 or 5 minutes of that. It was excruciating, but my back pain never came back to the extent that it had been. I was literally limping around. It wasn't sciatica. It was nothing to play about. I was due to have a surgery the following month. That circumvented the surgery. I didn't need surgery after that. I didn't know what that hold was until the third Jin Shin Jyutsu class in Melbourne, when I discovered it was the third method of correction, and these are all in the Jin Shin Jyutsu textbooks. I kid you not. Subsequent to that, I experimented with the one flow, the sequence to unlock the safety energy lock number 1, and that entails putting, so whichever hand, right hand on the left upper hip, which is the safety energy lock number 2, and the left hand on the inner knee, which is the number 1. And then moving, once you feel like there's a sort of a sync feeling, or that they're in sync, or that there's a click of sorts, they're kind of beating the same rhythm. We practitioners know about pulse reading, so that's one reason to go for a live class. You then move to the inner ankle, and then again, when you feel that click between the upper hip bone and the inner ankle of the same side leg, you move to the tip of the big toe, which is the number 1 safety energy lock. Okay, and that is said, if you do that one flow every day, it's said it will change your life in 1 year. I experimented for 6 weeks. I did variations on the theme. I held my high ones, which is the dip in the center of your thighs, I did various permutations, but at least 1 hour a day, 20 minutes, 20 minutes, more afternoon, 20 minutes evening sometimes. We mucked around with it. After 6 weeks, I had lost 8 pounds, or it was 8 weeks and I lost 6 kilos. You know, it was a heck of a lot. And it was just, I was playing around, I was experimenting, I was literally fun, unlimited, no thing, as Marion Barbados said. The other bonus to that, and this is for real, was I had a gynae appointment straight after, a few weeks after that. I hadn't changed my diet, hadn't done anything, hadn't changed my activity, nothing. This is back in 2003, as I say. And they were doing an ultrasound to check on my polycystic ovarian syndrome. My left ovary was covered 100% and the right ovary was covered 85%. And the technician holding the ultrasound wand thing said, oh, ooh, thank God for my sense of humour. So I said, oh, what's going on? She said, I'll go and get Professor, and who's my gynae specialist. She said, perhaps this is different records or something. And she went to collect the specialist. I'm just saying to Jill that I'll be back in 7 minutes. And he confirmed that the ovaries were cleared of the polycystic cysts. Tiny little cysts that cover the ovaries. And at the time, that's a double whammy for infertility, along with hypothyroidism, which I'd been diagnosed with in 2001. So that's how many examples of how I've cured myself, right? Not cured, or, you know, fixed something in my body. Pretty significant. The next significant one that is documented. Rapid transformational therapy helped me with my eyesight, helped me with my thyroid. My thyroid levels were very low. I had hypothyroidism, diagnosed in 2001, and I've been on a quest to do for, you know, modalities and remedies, right? Not using medication or anything, because I believe in the power of our hands. I've always had some sort of energy coming out of my hands. And was looking to see what that was all about. So I did Reiki. I wasn't really convinced by Reiki. Anyway, I found out that Reiki now is the equivalent of the 6th depth in Jin Shin Jyutsu, Neo Oda Minda. Okay? And before the RTT Live in London, I said I was going to fix my eyesight because I'd had cataracts 2014 and 2013. It's 2017. And astigmatism. And sure enough, when I came back, the short-sightedness was normal. I mean, had shifted a substantial amount, and as had the long-sightedness. So my sight is actually fine. The only reason I'm wearing glasses is because of astigmatism. And the other experiment I did was on my thyroid, and I worked on my thyroid during that spate in the UK. Thyroid levels are normal. I was too nervous to check when I came back in early July, but I checked in August. Thyroid levels normal. They've been normal. They're still normal. I've had numerous tests at the hospital due to tests for this congenital pulmonary hypertension, and my thyroid remains in the normal level. Kid you not? So otherwise I've cured myself using self-help and myself. Seen numerous, thank you God, I have seen numerous other miracles on other people. Most of all my husband, who had horrendous wobbling with cerebral palsy, and people used to believe he was drunk all the time. Now his balance, he doesn't fall nearly as often as he used to. Recently he's had a bit of a knock in confidence, and he does fall a bit, but not nearly to the extent that he used to fall out of buses and rip his knee open all the time and be late for dates, and bless him. but I worked on him fairly extensively, and we are doing exchanges every day to help with my label. So cheers. What's your challenge and how can we help you? Love you lots. Off I go, off I go. See you tomorrow.